Alright gang, Richie here. Let's go through 5 songs with 5 chords or less from the 90s. Lots to pick from here, so let's get started. We'll go through 5 of them right now. Here we go. Alright, this one's only 2 chords. What I Got by Sublime. There is some guitar fills and solos in there. We're going to just worry about the strumming pattern. A D and a C, and a G. D to the G. D to the G. And if you're comfortable enough, you can pick the notes. It's really the bass, that open D string for the D to the G. You're not really hitting that high E a whole lot, if at all. Listen to the song, there's a lot of variations. You don't want to really worry about getting the notes exact, because it's really all over the place. Really your song the whole way through. So 2 chords, What I Got, Sublime, great if you're just trying to jam, open mic, any of these songs really, open mic, acoustic duo type of thing, just want to play along to the songs, great one for that. Alright, Blues Traveler, Runaround, it's a G to the C, to the A minor, to a D, and then a D suspended 4 kind of thrown in it, adding your pinky. Which I did wrong there. It's not a suspended 2, it's a 4. And that's your song. Pretty straightforward right there. G, C, A minor to the D. Alright? Listen to the song for the timing and everything, but that's pretty straightforward. Blues Traveler, Runaround. Alright. Proclaimers, I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles. Technically, I think 88 is when it was released. Really didn't become popular until 93, which is why I'm putting it in this category. I think it's from the movie Benny and June. But it's an E and an A to the B for the most part, for about 95% of the song. Right, so it's kind of like a marching E there. And the chorus is just going to be really kind of... That's kind of most of the song right there, those 3 chords. It does kind of get a little tricky later on in that last verse before we get into the last chorus. To a C sharp minor, to an F sharp minor, back to the B. So there's your 5 chords. E, A, B. Like I said, 95% of the song is that, but there's a C sharp minor, and there's an F sharp minor. Okay? That's your song right there. Spin Doctors, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. Really just 3 chords for about, again, 99% of this song. It's a G to the D, to a C add 9 or a C, however you want to do it. There is a B flat in there. I remember this as I was kind of putting this together. It's towards the end, but there is a B flat in there. And that's kind of the progression. I mean, now that there's... So you've got options. If you want to just do some open chords, G to the D, to a C add 9, probably the easiest way to do it. Or you can kind of like power chords. And that'll be for your verse, your chorus. Towards the end of the song, from memory, that's how that was the chord progression there at the end. It's a G to the B flat to a C. And I think it ends on a G. But again, we're doing this simple making it easy for us to just play these chords along. Again, solo, acoustic duo, open mic nights, that sort of thing. You say, oh, you can kind of just jam it out. And you got that one B flat in there towards the end, or a couple times, but towards the end. Lightning Crashes by Live. This is tuned down a half step if you're listening to the record, to the album, to the CD, whatever you got. I'm in standard tuning because I figure most of us will be in standard tuning anyway, so I'm going to play the chord shapes, but if you did play along to the album, it's going to sound off by a half step because we're not tuned down. Unless you're tuned down, you're good to go for the album. But it's an F to a C suspended 2 to a G. So listen to the song for the timing and the tempo. And that's your chorus, excuse me, your intro, your verse, and your chorus. You'll hear the timing and the tempo change from one to the other, but it's the same chords. And then there's the breakdown, the bridge, kind of, we call it solo section. How I do it, it's an A minor and an E minor 7, I guess. So I'm going A minor, and I'm just releasing and putting back on my index finger to the E minor 7 here, and adding my pinky to the first string of the 10th fret. Turnaround to come back into it is just the F to the G, and that'll repeat, and then you go back into the right, and you hear it right there. So that's your tune right there. Okay.